Who is likely to be a lesbian? Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Father's Daughter, and for today's video, it's more or less like a podcast whereby we talk about life on campus and life off campus. Yes, it's like giving you a vivid picture of what life on campus looks like and what life on campus off campus looks like. Yeah, and for today's video, I'm not going to be doing it alone. I have two beauty queen with me. And this is Demi, and here with me also this is Sophie. So Demi here actually stays off campus. Yes, she stays in Lodge, and for this video she's going to be telling us what life on outside, like what life off campus actually looks like, what it feels like to be a student and having your own lodge, not staying in the hostel. Yes, and this is Sophie here. She has been in the hostel, still staying in the hostel, and she's going to be telling us about life in the hostel. So tell me, what's up?
I'm fine. Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
So give us in one or two sentences, just give us a vivid picture of what lodge lives look like.
To me, lodge life is actually very fun and interesting, but sometimes it can be lonely. That's, when you're in hostel, you have different people to talk to, different rooms and stuff like that. Yeah. So lodge life is interesting and it can be lonely sometimes.
I picked the word loneliness. Okay, so Sophie, what's up? How are you?
Fine, are you?
I'm good. So, how you've been in the hostel? Like, in one word or in one sentence, just give us a vivid picture of what life in the hostel looks like.
Well, life in the hostel is actually fun because you get to meet people, and then you get to meet a lot of people, and it's fun because.
Okay, yeah. I think from both of your answers, there is something contradictory. This person said it's fun, this person said loneliness. Okay, so now we can say life in the lodge is actually lonely to some extent, and life in the hostel is actually fun. Okay, that's a good one. I get to ask you guys questions. Okay, there was a time one of my lecturers actually said staying in a hostel used to give you this kind of student consciousness, whereby like you will not be free, you will be more focused as a student. But if you stay in lodge, you'll be feeling like you're in your father's house. You know that kind of freedom you get, and you'll be relaxed as a student. So then we always hear about that, like, how have you been coping with that kind of, stuff? You used to feel free so much and relaxed when you get back to school.
I used to relax, like, but when you're in hostel, you get to, like, you have people, like, you have roommates that you can go together and say you want to read, and the classroom are close to you, library is there and stuff like that. But when you're outside, you might even be lazy, like me that I'm lazy now. If I say I want to enter school and read or go to library, like, I find it kind of hard, but I still try to, like, know what I'm here for. I get to meet like one or two people, like, let's go to class together and read and stuff like that. So it's nice.
Okay, and so let's talk about hostel and borrowing. Especially in female hostels, girls actually borrow a lot, like collect things. How do you cope with that when maybe somebody wants to borrow your clothes or borrow your stuff and you don't feel comfortable with it? Because definitely there will be somebody that wants to borrow your things.
The funniest part is that I'm a makeup artist, and then some people just come and they'll be like, please borrow me eye pencil. Why they know that I'm a makeup artist and it's for my business, and it's very, very bad.
So how do you cope with that, or how did you survive that?
Sometimes I'll just reject because I can't give out my products. It's what I use for my business.
But to some extent, I would say it's like, to some extent, nobody's independent, whereby you get to collect things from people and get to. So I believe you that stays in the hostel, you have more advantage to that. Maybe not necessarily maybe your personal property, maybe you need something else. Then how do you cope with that? Let's say, I don't know, there's something you need and you just can't get it at the moment, and you really need to, make use of other alternative from people, and you're the only one that is staying. Like, so how did you cope with that?
Like when I was cooking one night like that and my gas finished.
Exactly.
I had to go to my neighbor's room to ask her that please borrow me your gas, and she answered. So
okay, so to some extent we can say neighbors can turn up for.
Yes.
Okay, so it's still okay. Now before we continue, so let's play a game, just a quick one, question and answer. So this is lodge. Okay, take. And this is lodge as well. And this is hostel. Take. And this is hostel. Now I'm going to be asking you guys a few couple of questions, and if you feel it is hostel, you put up hostel. If you feel it is lodge, you put up lodge. So make sure it's close to the camera and stuff like that. So are you two ready?
Yes.
Hope you know your lodge and your hostel.
Yes.
Don't mix it up. Okay, now so Who's likely to get a man first, or ASAP? The person who stays in a lodge, or the girl who stays off camp? Okay, I don't know you to answer, but I'll get to see later. And who has the rich auntie vibe? Who has the rich auntie vibe?
I actually don't know.
Both of them actually, both of them are rich aunties. It's nice having them on this show. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Okay.
Who is likely to get an infection?
No.
ASAP.
Okay, she said ASAP. Okay, who's likely to be smarter? Who's likely to be the smartest person? Just pick. Who's likely to be the smartest person?
In my own opinion.
I don't know.
Okay, and who is likely to be a lesbian? okay, hold on now, Sophie, let me actually ask you a question. You know, staying in those days, you get to see a lot of like nakedness, like your fellow girls, you know, body and stuff like that. Does that have any repercussion on you?
Like something like that almost happened to me actually.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one girl that is always, she loved coming into my room. She just loved coming to my, whenever I told her that I want to take my bath, she wants to see me naked. She just wants to touch me. She's just like, and it's so suspicious that something like this is happening. It's going to happen. Yeah.
So you're trying.
So I just have to chase her away. Because I don't want that kind
How
of
about you seeing other girls' nakedness? Like, because some persons naturally they don't care. You see them walking with bra panties and stuff like that, right on the balcony, the hostel terrain and stuff like that.
Well, it doesn't affect me because I'm straight. So I don't care because they have what I have. So
okay. So let's go on. So the next question here says, who is likely to get pregnant first?
Abortion.
She said abortion. Okay, and the last one here says, who is likely to spill? Like to spill over, like have a strong one here. You just lodge. Okay, we can come to a conclusion that anywhere both of them choose the same thing, that is actually accurate. Yeah, so now, how do you cope with crowds in the hostel? Like a whole lot of girls, some hostels you get to see over 200 girls, some hostels you get to over 1,000.
Yeah, the reason why mine is better is because we're actually 3 in a room.
Okay.
And about the crowd, like everybody, most especially anything little that just happened, everybody just run outside and start shouting. And when you maybe you went out and you decide to come back home to rest, you won't be able to rest because of the noise and everything. Yeah.
Okay, it's still a good one. So tell me, how do you cope with loneliness? Because when I said you should give us a vivid picture of what life in lodge looks like, you said there is the kind of loneliness in the lodge. How do you cope with loneliness?
Like that person I am, like I like being on my own like most of the time. So being lonely sometimes is not really getting to me. Not that it does not get to me, but like I'm always on my phone 247.
And okay, so makes sense. This is our generation. We are fond, especially this generation. Is it Gen Z or stuff like that? We are fond of saying we are depressed. Depression. So people that are staying in lodge, how did you think they are coping with this kind of depression and stuff like that?
I really don't know because I'm not depressed. You can only be lonely. Well, only if you have other things going on with you.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay. So now let's go to relationship. Sophie, you're in the hostel. How did you cope with relationship in the hostel? Because you know you don't have a lodge. You can't go to your boyfriend can't come over to your own lodge, and all you just need to keep doing is over to his own lodge, going to his own lodge. How do you guys cope in the hostel with relationship?
Well, as for me, mine, I am in a distance relationship, so we just normally talk in the phone. But for other people, I think their boyfriend come to the hostel, like to the gate in the evening, like to visit them.
And does it come with any kind of embarrassment or pride?
Yes, it does, because they call a lot of girls who call girls, because you can see, if you see the kind of amount of cars outside the gate, it's embarrassing.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so now let's talk about stealing as well. Where there's a whole lot of girls, definitely there will be theft there. So how do you cope with stealing and everything in your hostel?
I could remember I bought some clothes, like a very nice scarf, and they stole it. Even though you come out and talk, nobody's going to answer you.
Yeah.
You talk and talk.
Especially designers brand and stuff like that.
Yes,
because you're not the only one that have it. And
yes. And the problem is you will never see them wearing it. I don't know how they do it, but you will never see them wearing
Even if they put it on, can you identify your outfit?
At least I want to see it first, but no, they won't.
Okay. I think the person that stays in the lodge has advantage over that. Okay, then, so now are there rules and regulations that bind you staying in a lodge as well?
No.
No rules and regulations. So your landlord wants to pressure you or stress you or give any rules and regulations.
No.
Your landlord is nice though. Okay, so why you so in your stay uncle? Are there rules and regulations?
There are a lot of rules and regulations in the hostel.
Like
you are not free to do things like you're not free to cook in the room.
Okay.
You are not free to wash plates in the room. You have to do everything in the laundry or in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yes.
Are there any kind of penalty that goes with this thing that?
Yes, a lot.
Like what?
Like when they caught you cooking in the kitchen, they're going to seize your stove because we are not allowed to use gas in the hostel. So they're going to seize your stove and or your bed. Yes.
Okay. So now let's talk about peer pressure and class difference in the hostel. To some extent, in every I'm emphasizing more on hostel because there's a whole lot of people in the hostel and there will definitely be squad class difference. You will definitely see some girls that will be like, we're the big girls, like trying to form the big girls in the hostel.
Yeah.
So how did you cope with that and what will you say about that?
Well, I'm this kind of person. While I'm in the hostel, like I mind my business a lot. I don't like associating with people like that. So like I had a friend and this lady, she's just like, I'm the boss. She's always feeling herself. So me going close to her, it's not as if I don't have, but like I'm just being myself. Like I don't overdo things. But she's taking herself like nobody can be like her.
Wow.
And it's very annoying.
And how do you manage that?
I just decide to just stay on my own. Like I just step back, telling her to be on her own too, because I don't want her to embarrass me. Yeah.
Okay, tell me. So, how did you look at girls that stays in the hostel? Is there any kind of special like like feeling or look or something that you like? It kind of I don't know.
Like maybe the way I see them. No, where you stay does not define the type of person you are. So I just feel like that's what they want or that's what they prefer. Some people like. There are some of my friends that will tell you that no matter what, they can never leave the hostel.
Yeah.
That's just where they want to be. So we all have our different.
Okay, so you're trying to say there is no actually any kind of pride or something that comes with staying in a hostel and staying in a lodge. Okay, and yes, tell me, we all know that in the hostel, to some extent, the school tends to provide electricity, light, and water supply for them. And so, how about you? How do you cope with all these social facilities?
In that aspect, I would say that it's terrible. Like it is bad, but we have people that provide these services to us, so it is easy. If you have your money, you'll be comfortable. Like water now, we have Mirror fetching water for us. But if you can't afford Mirror, 1 kg is 15 naira. If you can't afford Mirror, you can go and fetch yourself. I think they are selling it 10 naira and stuff like that. Lights, even if they bring lights for us, the lights will be so low. Like you can't even iron your clothes with it, and your charger might get burned. But there's a charging center where you charge your phone, and all that stuff like that. And transport, you can trek.
But your lodge is actually far from school.
That's why if you know that you won't be able to afford the transport, you should look for the one that is close to you, or you should stay in the hostel. And some people you can go with your classmate or classmates, you can trek to school. Okay. Or you take bike.
So, talking about that trekking, how do you cope with deadline syndrome? Someone that stays in the hostel now can actually have lecture by 8 o'clock and then stand up by 7:50 safe and still get there. So how did you cope with it and still you don't go late to class?
If I know I'm trekking, maybe I have 8 a.m. class like this. I know by 7 I should start dressing up so that by 7:20, 7:30 I'll be done. But if I'm taking a bike, I can still wait till 7:40.
Okay. Bikes. Okay, do you have problems getting bike? Like, is there any kind of, because there are some schools now, for you to get transportation, you need to queue. Is the queue that bad?
Here is not that bad, but there are some certain bikes that can enter school and the one that can't. So to find the one that can enter school, like at that moment that you're in need of them, you won't see them at all. So but you get to see them with time.
Okay, so and lastly, how do you cope with noisy neighbors? I mean, maybe there is this your neighbor that is always, we know yes there's noise in the hostel, but to some extent there could be the hostel governor could regulate it, or so concerning that noise. And in the lodge, your landlord cannot come and regulate anything. Everybody pays their house rent.
Yeah.
You can't shout at anybody. So how do you cope with noisy neighbors? Or that neighbor that is always on a generator, or the one that is always putting on MP like home theater and stuff like that. How do you cope with them?
There's nothing you can do about it, as you said earlier, like you cannot do anything about it. They pay the same rent with you. But you just tend to live with it. Like some of my neighbors are only there like back to back from in the evening to the next morning, like to the next evening. But you just cope with it. You cannot do anything about it. Apart from the gen, there's nothing disturbing like that.
Okay guys, I think we've come to the end of today's video. Yes, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And don't forget to like this video, share, and also subscribe to this channel. Yeah, and don't forget I have with me
Sophia,
and this is
Similar Jim.
and of course my father's daughter. Okay guys, so bye.
bye.